Hey all, this is just a little introductory video on this week's reading of or viewing of Romeo and Juliet. This is Act 2, Scenes 1 through 6. Before I get started this week, May 18th to the 22nd, number 1, you got until Tuesday to finish Act 1 stuff. It's right there. Number 2, I will have everything for Act 2 on Tuesday. You guys will have until Friday to get that done. We're going to start Act 3 on Friday. I will post everything on there and you will have the weekend, and it will officially be due on Tuesday or Wednesday, May 26th, May 27th, depending on how things go. Now, terms that we covered last week that you still are responsible for, so make sure you know: sonnets, rhyme scheme, iambic pentameter, oxymoron, pun, stanza. New one, I introduced this last week, foil. It is a character that has the exact opposite characteristics as another. This is Romeo and Mercutio. Okay, Act 2, Scene 2. This is the infamous balcony scene. After the party, Romeo really can't leave Juliet and just has to clear his head because something really powerful just happened. So he's walking around the Capulet orchard and he stumbles upon Juliet, who is on a balcony. She's saying what is called a monologue, which is a long speech to yourself. She too is trying to wrap her mind around the meeting, and she's talking to the night air. She says, "What's in a name? That which we call rose by any other name would smell as sweet." What is she saying? The only thing she's taught to hate is his last name. So really she's talking about that. The only thing that stands in their way is their names. In mid-soliloquy, long speech to no one again, Romeo jumps out and says, "You know what? Whatever you want me to be, I will be," and says that I love you. It is Juliet, though, in the midst of that little scene, says, "If you love me, you will propose marriage." Now, really, you guys, think about it. They've known each other hours. They've known each other hours. Juliet proposes to Romeo. Juliet's still a kid and can't get anywhere unchaperoned, so she has to send the nurse for the plans to get away and go to the church. Something that's noted in Elizabethan culture: the marriage ceremony is only one part of the marriage. A marriage is not complete unless the couple have the wedding night. Again, Romeo makes a lot of references to Juliet as light. Scene 3, Friar Lawrence is a new character. He is kind of a father figure to Romeo. In the beginning of the scene, we see Friar talking to weeds and stuff like this. What does this mean? Friar has a hobby of making plants into medicine. This was pre-medicine. They used to take herbs, put them together, and that was their medicine. Okay, in the past, Romeo has confided in the friar about his depression, about Rosaline, but in this scene, he tells the friar that he met Juliet and they plan to marry. After a little bit, Friar agrees to marry the two that night in secret. Why? Because the friar believes that the joining these two families together is going to end the long-standing feud. That's the only reason why he did this. Again, Romeo and Juliet have known each other hours. Okay, scenes 4 and 5, these are just the preparations for the marriage. The nurse meets Romeo and they make the wedding plans. That night, again, they have not known each other more than, not even 24 hours. Juliet is supposed to tell Lord and Lady Capulet that she is going to the friar's cell in the church for confession. There, they will be married. The nurse is supposed to then pick up a rope ladder for the wedding night outside the abbey walls. Okay, this is the marriage. Again, this is the whole play has not been 24 hours. They are married in Friar Lawrence's cell. The nurse and Friar Lawrence are the only two that know about Romeo and Juliet. Friar Lawrence starts out the wedding with, "These violent delights have violent ends, so love moderately." The weirdest wedding ever. Translation: you guys have gone really fast. Now try and get to know each other. Slow down. Okay, that's kind of it. If you guys have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. I'll be in touch.